So today I've been wanting to react to this, something like this for a while. Jim Carrey is not crazy. Interviews and behavior explained. We're not gonna listen to anyone explaining it. We're just gonna watch these interviews. You guys are aware of what Jim Carrey has been acting like.
I just remember he had that one phase, or like 2 years ago, with the big beard and just more woke, more enlightened. I've seen him do a couple like college graduation speeches, but I feel like he's surpassed his comedic fame levels where now he can like take a step back and he views life differently. And then when he explains the meaning of life for other thoughts, a lot of people, like you said, will think he's crazy or they don't get it. I just think he's experienced so much that I'm sure there's things that you can take away from what he says.
Yeah, no, I feel like throughout like his characters that he's played, he's also been able to find himself, and I think he also was able to like reflect after. He used to do like roles that were very like method acting.
Yes.
You really had to get into the roles and you kind of like lose yourself within that.
Or even Heath Ledger, he said, oh, well, he deprived himself of 2 hours of sleep every night doing the Dark Knight role to like become as psychotic as possible. And I'm like, damn, just for a movie.
So I think doing things like that almost inspires you at a certain point to really find who you are, like who you truly are.
I mean, is it kind of scary releasing this out into the world and just being so vulnerable and having this side of yourself and this, you know,
No,
exposed?
because there is no me, no self. Jim Carrey is gone, actually never existed, and I know that now. So I'm able to take gigantic chances with this thing that people know as Jim Carrey.
Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No, I'm doing just fine. I just, you know, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join. And here I am. I mean, you gotta admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, you know, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. What do you believe?
He's in a different zone.
I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! You shut her down now.
Her?
Yeah, no,
A bit rude of her to act like that on camera.
I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you don't really dress up for
Just really do not care.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing, it's not our world.
None of
That's
this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter.
Oh, wow.
That's the good news.
The first thing I was saying is his point of there is no me, there is no self, whatever. We, as a fully evolved human,
Aren't we just a cluster of atoms?
yes, and we're self-aware, which is kind of like an interesting thing. Like a worm isn't self-aware, yet it exists.
Yep.
But it doesn't know I'm a worm, so it might as well not even be. What is it? It doesn't even know what it is.
But we label it as a worm because we're the only most self-aware living creatures.
So we have the ability to name
Or name this thing or name that thing.
Your name's Rob, your name's Noah. But isn't that essentially pointless? Because, like you said, we're just moving particles and atoms and chemicals.
Yeah, like we get to an age after like 3, 4, 5 where you develop your own consciousness. You build your own personality, but yeah, the other species don't get that.
This is like an ultimate spiritual awakening kind of thing right here, where he has kind of experienced things and now he's like elevated thoughts and mindset towards a lot of different things in life. So a lot of people don't get to that point. Like he may seem crazy, but there's also some
It's
truth.
hard to think like that when you have to play the game that we created as humans of make money, go to this. Oh, I'm the award show interviewer, so of course I'm going to talk about why we're here. But he's like saying, well, think of it this way.
His point about this is pointless. I don't think we played that clip, but he was circling around her all crazy, whatever, and said this is pointless. In essence, all it is random people congregating to at a certain place for a period of time and then dispersing.
They get ready at home, get dressed for this event, and
then
go there,
beep,
show up, beep, boop, bop.
But we've just seen all these these people in this room 10 times more than the average human because we have film and video.
It's basically we attach meaning to things that are in essence meaningless. People will have a favorite teddy bear. Let's assume that this rubber tit thing here is like your favorite teddy bear.
Yeah.
And we attach meaning to it because we're humans, but a teddy bear isn't anything.
Like you can attach nostalgia or like some sort of like, oh, I don't want to throw this necklace away because my grandma got it for me, but in reality it's just sterling silver.
And what's that even worth?
Same with music. There's somebody that you know that maybe could have passed away, but there was this song that you guys shared together. So every time you hear that song, or that song just has meaning to you.
But I guess that's the beauty of being a human, I guess. You get to have emotions and you get to be able to feel things like that.
I heard something where it was like, are we anything or are we just a universe showing its consciousness? Like, are we just a universe being aware of itself?
I'm gonna have to watch some more of what he says to try to extrapolate some things.
Yeah, I think he has some more to say here.
How are you?
Oh, very good. I'm very good.
Same event, I think.
What this project, what this documentary means for your life and for your career?
It means we're all going nowhere. It's a big pageant of nothing rising out of nothing and happening for no one. And once you understand that, all the pressure's off and you can just enjoy yourself. We're energy. We're one giant field of energy dancing for itself. We shouldn't take it so personally.
It's just a plane of energy and we're all just bouncing off of each other, which, like you said, takes the pressure off of everything. Life could have no meaning. At the same time, doesn't that make it the most meaningful thing ever? Where it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to turn to dust eventually.
But then there's that concept of nihilism where you don't want to like be doom and gloom about life when you can really, if you break it down to it too, you could act like, yeah, nothing at all means anything. And then, I don't know, is that fun to live by when you kind of just think about, I'm just a living, breathing thing that eats versus, okay, well, if you give yourself like a community or things to be a part of, at least you have something to look forward to and enjoy. Because what do you enjoy then if you do just take a step back and be like, yeah, I'm gonna die, I'm just a blob of meat, nothing means anything. Like
either you can take that knowledge of everything will turn to smithereens and there technically is no meaning to this because 1,000 years ago a random human that lived and died, we don't know who they were, they're gone, everything they did doesn't matter, all that stuff is, if no one remembers who they were,
we will be forgotten one day.
That's all the reason to either one, give up completely and say I don't care, or say, oh well, while I'm here, do all the fun things that seem fun to me.
Which makes morality have so much value because there's an expiration date, because this ends. This makes every single day just as more valuable to appreciate.
Because it's gonna end, now I'm gonna go and wake up and do this today. You can do one or the other.
You can do one or the other, but you only get this thing one time.
So while I'm here, I'm gonna try to have some fun, damn it. Because it makes you think, if someone's hating on you or whatever, thinking about this doesn't even matter.
Yeah, or you said something before back in the day where it's like, well, think about this situation that we're mad at. Am I going to be talking about this in 5 years? Is it going to weigh that much weight on me?
No, I look at old people walking around on their canes and shit, and I'm like, do you think that when they were 24, an argument they had with someone or this relationship didn't work out, you think they even remember?
Nah.
No. Why am I so worried about random things that happen to me when it's not going to matter?
I'm sure when you're 77, you're over there like, do you really remember the days where you could really move around because you've been stuck with like a frailer body till the end, or you could probably stay pretty healthy up to like 50, 60.
We're definitely, because we're gonna probably thinking about your own mortality.
Yeah, or I just keep thinking about that 70-year-old that, damn, when they were 24, did they ever think like, fuck, I was gonna end up in this cane with this back problem? Like I don't want to think about being old, but it's gonna come one day.
I think we're closer to our beginning than we are to our end.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It makes you think, bruh, we are only gonna be this young today.
In a child,
we're already older.
Fuck! Someone subscribe! I need this channel to get more subscribers, please!
Well, I always get little flashbacks of like, damn, my childhood, that's done.
Yeah.
There's new kids, high school, done. Middle school, done. You're like, oh shit.
And I remember, touring this college. I've been graduated for 3 years. Going to the college store and I would buy the hat from the college that I just toured, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. I've been out of college for 3 years.
Which is why they say time goes by faster when you're older, because most people end up having just a really similar schedule you stick to, versus there's so many new things that are changing quicker while you're going from adolescent or baby to adult.
So where do you think Jim Carrey finds what's his reason to if he has all this awareness?
There was an interview somewhere where he was just his whole room, he had all these paintings, and that's what he does. And even at college he went to, he had this big 100-foot painting that he dropped down from a curtain. I don't know what painting does for him, but I just know he likes to paint.
And you said something about there's no Jim Carrey to sell anymore. Could you explain to me what you meant by that? I wrote it because it really stuck with me.
It resonates because it's the truth of everybody. We spend our whole lives trying to invent ourselves and trying to figure out what this is, and it's just a collection of abstract ideas, from your ethnic background to your nationality to your, whatever, all of that stuff. Those are all ideas you've been given.
Exactly.
And so when you end up at the end of it, you might be successful, but you're unhappy and you don't know why, because, this thing didn't work. This is not a real thing. It's something I cobbled together. Well, then what is the real thing? And the real thing is everything.
Fuck, bro,
Yo, if more people challenge their thought process like this, I think the world will be a better place. Jim Carrey, being a successful actor, he played these different roles and he had to dress up and act like this and dress up and be this guy. He realized our identities, we're playing characters
all the time.
We're nothing but the product of different abstract ideas. It's like I played soccer for my whole life. Me kicking a ball around on grass was my thing. Technically, it's not. It's just a random activity.
Activity that anybody could do.
You see something that looks cool on somebody and you're like, oh, I want to wear that. That inspires you, and then you like almost call something your aesthetic. At the end of the day, it doesn't. You can wear anything you want.
But you get it from somewhere. Like I said, you shared ideas.
Exactly.
Like, oh, that guy looks cool in that, so maybe I'll look cool in that.
I saw someone wear a hat like this and I thought that looks cool. I'm gonna wear it now.
I was at a thrift store and I saw this essentials and I said, that's what the people wear. We'll put it on.
Everything we are and everything we do is just a product of
something else. Another idea, another person, a happenstance of where we're from. Like, you introduced us to boba tea. We're from Maryland. I never heard of that shit.
Yep.
But because of where you're from, that was something that you ate or ingested.
Yeah.
We're all just these characters that pick and choose.
You're these Sims characters that can pick and choose different outfits and different environments and things, and you can constantly change and be whoever you want. And at the end of the day, it's like, well, who am I actually?
That's what I was gonna say. It's weird because Jim Carrey, like, we know him from all these iconic roles, but then you see him outside of that and he's like, no, like, I'm not that guy. Same way all of us have done so many skits where we're playing these different people and people know us as those things. But then, like, we know when the camera's off or when the video's posted or we're not filming, like, well, I'm not that guy in the video.
Okay, but how can we truly find who we actually are? Are we just faking it right now?
That's the thing.
I think we are.
I think we're nothing.
We're just putting on an act right now.
Yes, 100%. You do things that makes you feel comfortable, so you might be wearing this shirt because, it was comfortable and you like the color. But again, it's all random and arbitrary and doesn't really have any rhyme or reason. And you can change it at will. We're trying to figure ourselves out and who we are.
But you never get there
No,
fully.
constantly. Yeah, you never do until you realize that you're nothing.
How many times have y'all gained new hobbies or new interests?
Different things I want to listen to or different things I want to play, different things I want to read. Like same way you did soccer your whole life. I'm sure there's people back home that are like, dang, Ryan's a YouTuber. I remember when he was just that soccer player kid. Well, why do I just have to be the soccer player kid? Like, you don't have to.
We could all leave here and become monks in Indonesia if we wanted to.
Or I could try to start some new business, but I just wear black for 10 years to become successful. The 10 years after that, I'm like, I wore all black. That's when I did my successful business. But it's like, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah, so many other things are telling us not to do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we can just delete everything and do something else, but I don't know, that's just human nature where it's like, you can't just stop and do something else. So you feel like you just gotta find a routine.
That's why people find him weird or crazy, because it's like, no, stick to the act where you come to the award show, you appreciate what we're here for, the meaning of this award show, and you have Jim Carrey like, well, think about it. We're just walking around. You're no different than this guy. And that's why he looks crazy weird. Which is why I'm sure when we see somebody wearing something ridiculous, we're like, that guy's a fucking weirdo. But why is that weird? It's weird to me.
When we're the actual weirdos.
Because to us, we're like, no, the way we dress, this is cool. That's not. It's like, well, why? Who gets to say that's right?
And we're just all putting on the same act.
And we get a name assigned to us, and that's our thing. You could have been called Joseph.
And you can switch your name every day if you want.
What's the meaning of Rob? Who are you?
It's just a label. Because what do we say? Hey, thing there. Like, it just gives us categories to put shit in to make life make more sense. Because if we didn't give you a label, we'd be a little chaotic. Like, because that's what we do. Like, what's that guy's name? Like, you want to give it. You want to give something.
It puts more meaning into people's life.
If you were asked, who are you? You would say your name, your hobbies.
Yeah.
But in essence, you can be or not be any of those. Like, you can change those at will.
Correct.
You can be outgoing or you can be shy at any moment.
I was gonna say, it doesn't mean I'm all those things right now, though. You can be.
Well, how many situations do you notice, I'm shy in this situation, but I'm outgoing in this one?
So then, how do I get to say I'm both, then?
He's probably gonna say some more shit.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's see.
You looking healthy. What is he doing?
Everyone,
round 2.
Bro, he's funny.
That's not how we do this.
Is that a gang sign? Have you, Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? The time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Everyone's just laughing.
I think it's very plausible that the Illuminati is a real organ. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, and
I've seen so much TikToks on that.
I've heard it was like, it's the government, but now it can also be all the popular people in the media, like celebrities, athletes. It can be all of those people as well.
Assuming that there is some sort of cult member of the 50 top people, and they control the media, and they control every news outlet, they control all the big celebrities and what songs go out. There's no reason that can't exist. And everyone's just kind of oblivious to it.
Mm-hmm. They can put someone on all of our screens and phones right now that we all have to see for whatever reason. Make us think whatever way.
When did Illuminati start?
Was this just from the 1950s when movies and stuff were about? Well, think about it. In the 1800s or prior, you didn't have phones or technology even reach past your state. I don't feel like anybody could be like, yeah, the Illuminati's in Canada. Like, nobody really even knows what's happening over there right now.
They didn't even have states back then.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when David Dobrik was talking about it, Illuminati saying, yeah, we can make you famous, we can do this and that, but you gotta sacrifice.
He came out and said that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did see something like that.
Y'all would agree that there are things right now happening that we don't even know about.
Oh, yeah. Every time I hear about somebody making fuel out of water for their car, the guy dies.
I won't be inventing anything. I'll stick to the YouTube.
Well, yeah, because imagine you go think like, bro, I solved it. What'd you solve?
Yeah, wait, what?
Brings it to the Pentagon. Yeah, so Rhino said he just solved cancer.
Imagine that.
You wouldn't say Jim Carrey is a foolish guy. Like, I feel like he's pretty smart. He's not just gonna go out there and say whatever, really. Like, he has to have thought about what he's gonna say or what he's saying. Or
I mean, if David Dobrik's been around the Illuminati, you could assume Jim Carrey has been around some people that know stuff we don't.
Damn, it's like when people get famous, they get indoctrinated into these.
Okay, but Jim Carrey famous? I can't even imagine being that famous, though.
Do you think Jim Carrey got offered to be in the Illuminati and said no, and now he's exposing it?
Or he got kicked out?
Does the Illuminati not see what Jim Carrey's doing and be like, yo, what you doing, bro?
Or does the Illuminati not care?
I'd be scared, though. I'm like, please don't.
Yeah, but he's saying these on these the biggest media platforms like Jimmy Fallon, and he knows the amount of people that are seeing the stuff that the reach that he's getting at by saying these things.
Yeah, and those are just thoughts to us. Like, is it ever gonna affect us, like Illuminati, in any way? Like,
I mean, how scary is it? You're at a party, come with me.
Yeah.
Or they're I'm the Illuminati. Don't move. I have a fucking gun to your back right now. What? You can either join us and you'll be an A-list celebrity, or something, blah, 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 blah. But you have to fucking sacrifice one of your family members for the fame and fortune.
What if it's just a casual thing? It's just some like 19-year-old guy at a party like, yo, like come upstairs, bro. Like, I gotta tell you about this new thing we're doing. It's like this Illuminati shit, but like.
And you in there and they're eating babies and shit.
But then we've heard of sick things people do. We can't stop those people. I'm not gonna put anything past me that there isn't some weird, crazy shit going on for whatever reason.
So how do you join the Illuminati? You have to get invited. I've also heard of like
just be in it.
Illuminati coming up to people that aren't popping or like aren't famous or anything and like turning them famous. And if the Illuminati hits you up, do you have to go?
I'm pretty sure you can say, nah, I'm good.
But then they like say you can't tell nobody?
You decline, but like at a cost. Like something happens if you say no.
I think it's, you can get into it at a cost, but I don't think you have to be in it. It's just scary to think about. Holy shit.
What you do in life chooses you. You can choose not to do it. You can choose to try to do something safer. When I really started painting a lot, I had become so obsessed that there was nowhere to move in my home. Paintings were everywhere. I found myself looking around at one point in a really bleak winter in New York, and it was just so depressing. And I think I needed color.
When Man in the Moon came out, there was all this talk about the process that you went through when you became Andy Kaufman, essentially. Did you ever have it in the back of your mind back then that you wanted to share that story in this way that you're getting to do now?
I thought I had become Andy Kaufman, but there was no me actually at the end of it all. I realized that there was, that this character was making choices to play a character. And, so that's what kind of happened, and that's what Chris found in this interview and in this footage that there was actually a existential, not a crisis, but a discovery going on, you know?
There's been a lot of talk in the last few days. Well,
a lot of people making sound over here.
So much of that.
People talking about it. We're all trying to add things to ourselves so that we can finally define ourselves, and then everybody will get us and they'll go, okay, this is what you are. And then if you actually get there, you will find it so empty that you'll realize that's really not what it's about. It's about not only, just going with the flow, but it's about not taking it personally, It's like the difference between a house and my house is a world of difference, and it's the my that's the problem, So you can do all this without the my involved, You can do it in a way that it's not, life isn't happening to you, it's happening for. It's a play, and you're here to make me happy, and it's making itself happy, It's like, I feel like, people say, well, I have a soul. You don't have a soul. There's no you. You feel like, and when you wake up in the morning and you feel like, I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the stars, you can just let life happen.
He explained that well.
He found like the beauty in all this in a sense, without making it seem like we're just nothing.
Yes, there is no you, you're just an orb of meat and energy and atoms and cells, but as is everyone, and we all just here vibing.
Yeah, and we all given this life, so whew.
Mm-hmm. If you have an interest, hobby, idea or something, just do it.
Yeah. Because don't let somebody say you can't do something. Well, why not?
This thing spoke to me, I'm gonna just do it.
And if it doesn't work, okay.
And I think people get trapped by the self-perception of who they are. Like, oh, well, I'm the crane operator guy, so I could never learn how to dance.
We can believe and try whatever we want, but then you're just also stuck in a situation where it's like, well, you have to make money at the end of the day.
Valid.
How do I do my dance thing? Let's say that's $60 a week. I don't have enough time because I'm working 12 hours, so.
I think you have to play the game of life, which would be, you gotta get the money.
Or you have to accept the cards you're dealt with, kind of?
Yes. Me, for example, I could never go into the NBA. I physically don't have the height. So that would be an example of something I could never.
And I can't be delusional now thinking I'm going to be a pro soccer player. There's no way, bro.
But there are things that people would think is impossible that aren't. What's a way that you could generate more revenue? Ways to generate revenue. If you got a phone, if you got the internet.
The amount of stories I've seen of like these random business pages, they do little anonymous questions. How do you become so successful? How did you start this up? They all said, hey, bro, lots of action, a whole bunch of Googling and YouTube shit. Everything's at your disposal. So you can't ask us for all the answers when it's like, bro, you can literally learn for yourself right now.
How do I get big on YouTube? Go on YouTube and type in how to get big on.
Type in biggest YouTube channels of 2020, of 2010.
I like what he said there. The difference between a house and my house. Like, I'm attached to where I live right now, my room.
Before it was a room, it was nothing.
That's the same thing you said about grandma's necklace. Yeah. Before grandma, though, it was a necklace at a shop, and now it's a necklace, but now it's grandma's necklace. Or now this is your room because I put up this computer here, and I come here every day. It's my room.
These are my pink slides, but if I lose these, were they ever really mine?
Were they really yours in the first place?
No.
Is anything ever yours, though?
No. Everything in life is rented.
Got the new look.
His walk-ins are just funny.
Jim Carrey, like, please don't do the shit you did last time, bruh.
That's kind of cool, though.
Everyone got beards this show.
Like, what's he thinking?
He's almost too wise.
Yeah. Jim in the back. Hey, yo, Jim.
How's it going? Good.
Hey, bro, we gotta move on.
I just wanted to see what would happen if you stayed until they got tired.
God, he's just playing now.
It's uncomfortable.
It is. Worth exploring.
Yeah,
well, have a seat here, Jim.
Well, that was him just experimenting. Is anyone even going to remember that when all is said and done?
No, even though it's immortalized as a clip, I'm going to forget this in a couple weeks. And all the people in that audience probably don't even remember that.
Well, he did, I think, a decent job of explaining his thoughts.
This is energy. Life is happening for us.
Not to us. Because we think, oh, they're being mean to me and this and that. And people buy into the idea that we are these characters. I am so-and-so.
Because I'm sure Jim Carrey also has the days where he's able to go play an activity or have fun.
Yeah.
And he's not thinking about, oh, I'm just hitting a ball with a stick and this is called golf.
I think being open-minded and aware of that and, you know, what life actually is will help you navigate through the normal human life that everyone lives.
I think it's just hard because we're in a world now where everything's so materialistic. Like, well, I need this to be cool, or I have to have this to feel happy. And we saw that one happiness video where, yeah, that's what we're being told. You need all of this stuff.
And he said at the end of it, when we try to find out who we are, and you'll get there and realize, damn, I feel empty still.
Same way when I was in high school, like, I needed all these shoes. I don't know what to feel what. And then I can kind of buy everything and I get it. I'm like, I don't want any shoes. Like,
When we were younger and we were making our YouTube channel, we were going up in subs, and then we just hit 1 million subscribers. The first time we hit 1 million, it was an incredible feeling.
That was insane.
And now we hit 1 million again. It doesn't hit the same.
But you put in all that hard work, so be proud of yourself. You did that.
It makes sense that it doesn't hit the same though, because I mean that we're only humans and like we always strive to be better and, you know, hit new goals and whatnot.
This was our first channel together and we just hit 1 million. I'm sure we would have been like, whoa.
Yeah.
We have a feeling attached to this number before, or that accolade.
And the more of something you have, the less it means to you.
Or something about even we were at 400,000 or 20K subs. Having no subscribers was almost more fun.
Then you look back and it's like, you think about it as just like a number on a screen, and that's affecting the way we think.
But then all those numbers on the screen know who you are. You don't know all these numbers. All these numbers know your face.
But then, the numbers on the screen control our mind.
It doesn't mean we're ungrateful of the people that follow us or the meaning behind the number, but just because it is a number on a screen that is kind of like showed as a status symbol in a way.
But then the numbers also dictate what we can afford for this month or for that thing that you want.
I'm in a never-ending pursuit to get more, let's say, followers, people to watch my stuff. And then, okay, why do I want that? Well, because I want to feel good about myself that people are seeing my stuff, and that gives me more money. What do I need more money for? Oh, well, I want to get this, this, and this. Okay, well, when I do get that, how's that going to feel?
But it also stems from a passion of making videos, though.
Which is good.
Which is good.
And natural. And
natural.
Comes from a good place.
Until the numbers on the screen mess up with your head, but then it's not supposed to be like that because you're supposed to do what you love, but it also affects your living and your wellness of your actual life because that's your job and that's how you got to get paid. Because you can have a 9-to-5 job and do YouTube on the side, but when YouTube is your main thing, you have to really think about a game plan of how you're going to navigate through that. We're also just characters though, because they don't know who we actually are.
Nor do we.
We only post 10-minute videos of us sitting here.
And there's still guidelines. We can only say so much.
Yeah, we say, oh, we're real and we keep it raw, but do we?
There's no way we can keep it 100. I try to keep it 93. I feel like I kept the 99 on this because there's things I can't say because then I'll be viewed a certain way, but what does that even matter?
Well, it wouldn't matter because then if you did say what you thought and there's a group of people that disagree with that, you would feel affected in some way. If everybody, let's say all 1 million people disagreed with what you said, how do you not let that affect you?
You could say, don't let it affect you.
If it was everybody though,
I'm gonna get stressed a little bit. My takeaway is you can do whatever you want and don't take things so personally. So if you want to put yourself in a comfortable position to go for this or go for that, just do it. Everything will turn into smithereens and dust. I remember we filmed a video. It was like a girl pickup video at UCLA. I went up to this girl. She looked really good, but it was around maybe 20 people all sitting on this hill. It was quiet. Nobody was talking. It was just this girl. And I went up to her, started talking to her, and like she was not fucking with me. And I got disrespectfully rejected in front of 20 people, and everybody was looking at me. Yeah, I was like, oh, well, I think you're cute, blah, blah, blah. And then she said, I'm good. Have a good day. Everybody was looking, and I did casually, all good. Have a good day.
Oh, good. In that moment, you'll never forget that. All those people that witnessed that don't remember that right now.
If I've had my ego in this, damn, this hurt. This was embarrassing. Everyone looked at me, thought it was funny. They probably told their friends. I'm gonna think about this for a while. But then when I step back and go, she's not gonna remember that. It'll take me a few months. I'll probably forget it. I wasn't thinking about it until I just remembered it now. All the people watching, they don't remember that. So fuck it.
It don't even matter. It doesn't do anything for anybody.
It don't matter for 5 minutes. So I'm about to just go after it and grow my beard out like that. If I grow that out.
See the big beard.
Who cares how we look?
Who cares? Who even cares? Why do you need a beard?
For what? The beard, so you can impress who?
You think that's when you get the beard, now you're gonna understand everything?
And now you're gonna be happy after your beard?
Jim Carrey would say no.